My name is Matt Schorr, the creator of all you see here. Spooky comics, spooky books, spooky everything. It's my jam. So when you are not buying books from me, from my website, www.mattschorr.net, be sure to subscribe to Raze Chaos.
And welcome back, everybody. My name is Raze Chaos. You've made it back to my channel, and this is so exciting because this is something I've been waiting for a while. Like, I originally pre-ordered this when they first offered it, and yeah, it got a little funny there because at one point they had changed the I think they changed the release date, which actually ended up landing after my my card expired. So I knew I was going to have to update that before they could actually bill it, because I pre-ordered it from Walmart. It is a Walmart exclusive, and then they came back and said later on that they were upping the price on it, and I'm like, what the hell? And then I was glad, and so I didn't update my card because I'm just like, screw that, you guys aren't messing with me like that. Then when it finally came out, they they tried to charge me, it didn't work, and I was kind of like, you know what, fine, I'm just gonna get them individually. It seemed like it sold out, or it was just unavailable all of a sudden, and I couldn't find any of them. So I was kind of giving up on it, but then the Funko shop went ahead and popped it up there, so I got what I originally wanted, the 5-pack of What We Do in the Shadows, Glow in the Dark. Like, don't really care so much that it was glow in the dark, except for just the idea of getting all 5 of them all at once. Because getting a set of 5 and having to hunt them down is going to be a total pain in the butt. So that's where we are, and that's what we're doing. I'm going to go ahead and put this guy away and take all of these guys out so I can talk about them individually.
Creepy paper.
Creepy paper, master?
Creepy. Oh, multi-pack.
Yes, we've got the What We Do in the Shadows Funko Pop set. This is so cool. I've been a fan of this franchise since it was a barely seen independent movie, that independent foreign film, to be perfectly honest. And the only reason why I found out about it when I did is because my younger brother actually had to go to Australia for work for like 6 months. And he saw it on the plane, and he came back and he was just like, hey, you want to watch a movie? And I was like, sure. And I was a little trepid because he was actually talking about it being a really good horror comedy. And he really didn't have the best track records for that because obviously, I mean, if you've seen me, I have watched a ton of movies. I have watched more movies than most people, and more horror movies than most people, to be perfectly honest. And so when it comes to watching a horror comedy, I have very high expectations. They're usually really good, or entertaining the people who know less. So I was absolutely enthralled and amazed as to how good this movie was. A little timid when it came to it's time to watch the TV show, because it was being moved to the United States instead of New Zealand, and 2, the cast was going to be completely different. And yeah, that's usually not a good recipe, but it has surpassed expectations, and it stands on its own. Some people actually prefer the TV show to the actual movie at this point. And hey, to each their own. To me, it just one long progression. It's just like, this is what they started out doing, which it originally started out as a short, and then they made it into a movie, and then it became a TV show that's lasted several seasons. And each season, holding its own, if not surpassing the season before. It's really easy to watch this show and just fall right in love with it. And yeah, a big reason for that would actually be Nandor.
We drank the blood of some people, but the people want drugs. And now I'm a wizard.
Nandor the Relentless. We're gonna check out this pop. He is really cool. Looks great. He's kind of his feet aren't very level, so I've actually had to lean him up in order to get him in the shot. It wasn't working quite as well as I wanted it to. So yeah, he's a little bit difficult to deal with, but then again, he is vampire. And he's known as Nandor the Relentless because he does not relent. Really great. I mean, as far as just like, and they don't really say who the leader of the group is, but like, Nandor is definitely the head of the pack here. And I find it interesting that he's actually the only one. They actually gave them mouths in this case, and they actually gave him fangs, which is really cool looking. Checking them. We're gonna check them all out, and I'm gonna do my best to give you some glow in the dark area. I'm not even really sure how they're supposed to glow, but just by looking at it, I'm gonna guess that it's his face. And so, yeah, good old Nandor. What vampire and part of the vampire lore would go without his faithful familiar?
Familiars are pathetic, lonely, desperate, low IQ, sad.
So now we have Guillermo, which, you know, most likely what you hear of that is not you, Guillermo.
Gizmo, get the dildos. Gizmo, try out the dildos. How are the dildos? They're fine.
Who's been Nandor's familiar for a very long time, hoping to someday get turned into a vampire himself. I love this pop. I love the detail on it. I mean, to be honest, he always kind of dresses really reserved, which if you've actually seen this guy at conventions, you see he's very outrageous and very extroverted. And he plays the exact opposite of that in the show. And he's holding the stake because within a few seasons, you find out that he's actually got Van Helsing blood. He's actually in direct lineage of Dr. Van Helsing, the Vampire Slayer. And so that comes into conflict. I don't want to get into a lot of spoilers on this, but it did add a little depth to the whole storyline. I'm not 100% positive what his glow feature actually will be, and I'm kind of actually looking forward to that little surprise, because Guillermo is the only human on this panel. So, lucky for him that Nandor looks out for him. And, of course, naturally, we have to come to the most boring of all the vampires.
Perennial conundrum, nature versus nurture. It's quiet.
That would be Colin Robinson, who is the energy vampire. And he is a completely different creation. He can walk during the daytime, and he essentially he feeds off your energy. So therefore he tends to be long and drawn out and boring, and yeah, you get the point. He is very well done. The guy who plays him is just excellent at what he does, because even down to his voice, he's able to get that really drawn out guy you don't want to hear. And they added an extra depth there, and he's one of those characters that they really get to play with, because the energy vampire, like I said, he can go during the daytime, and his powers work differently.
I have the power of 1,000 cowboys running through my veins right now.
So there was really a lot of freedom with Colin Robinson. And naturally, with any show, they kind of explore in that direction. And it's actually kind of funny to watch somebody who is purposely so boring that it's hysterical. And that's kind of a hard thing to pull off, but it's a credit to the character, and it's a credit to the actor that plays him. And very happy to have him. And yeah, set wouldn't be complete without the Colin Robinson. And then we go to Laszlo, who is, well, he is a very unique character, played by the incomparable Matt Berry, who, as it's pointed out several times, plays the same character in every freaking show he's in, and it's always excellent. It's always hysterical. One of my favorite aspects about him is that he always puts a bit of gravitas on everything that he talks about. Everything is so much more dramatic than it needs to be. And it even comes down to adding extra syllables if you need that. If you don't understand that, then you just listen to the words that I'm saying into the camera. That's exactly kind of how he does it. Because, you know, whether it be at that or New York City, yeah, just whatever he pops up. And he became a vampire for a very specific reason.
I became a vampire to suck blood and to fuck forever.
Yeah, and that colors just about everything he does, all of his motivations, and yeah, it doesn't get old. It should get old, but it doesn't. But it's very hysterical. You've got to love him because 9 times out of 10, you can't trust what he's saying.
I was Jack the Ripper.
It's like, what are you? It's just like, you don't know if he's making it up or if he's telling the truth, or, you know, he's one of those characters. It's one of those lovely bullshitters that always makes you wonder, even if he's telling you something completely outrageous, as to whether it's really true or not. And it's one of those things where it's really kind of hard, because at any given time, of the 4 vampires that they follow on this, it's hard to say who your favorite one is, because that can shift episode to episode. Like, you could get to the end and be like, you know what, I think Nandor is the best character on here. It's like, no, it's Colin, or no, it's Laszlo, or then it could be Nadja.
Who is leaving all these bodies everywhere?
You did that.
Nadja is one of my, well, I mean, I say one of my favorites, but I have 5 favorite vampires on this show. I love how unhinged she is.
I'm going to make a chalice out of her face and drink from.
And how she goes from sweet to absolutely balls crazy. I love the design of this pop, because it's got her in that little hands in front of her with the smile, and yeah, it's just flat out gorgeous. I'm gonna enjoy owning these, keeping them all together, having all 4 of them, and I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm gonna do my best to try and give you guys a look at the glow, but I don't know how well that's gonna work. Every time I think I've got it down, it doesn't go down. So again, problematic. I will try and give it a good. I will try and get a good go at it. But yeah. So being that what it says, God, I love her hair. Isn't that cool? Like, they actually have that in the show. But enough about that. Let's actually, you know what, Nadja, I didn't spend a lot of time on you. Would you like to send us out?
So high.
We're on drug blood.
Okay, that's not going to work. What about your husband? Will he be happy to send us out with a song, maybe?
Now sung in every schoolyard across the land. But this is the original.
Stroke, stroke, stroke your cock.
Okay, who else? Colin is too boring. Not you, Guillermo. How about let's have the big guy himself do it. Let's have Nandor let you know that he is he's taking us out.
You can leave with me right now or watch these hot buns walk out the door forever.
Okay, never mind. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I look forward to seeing you back soon. We're getting ready to get into the next month. It's all going to be about C2E2 pretty much, or at least I'm going to mention it like quite a bit for the rest until you guys are all sick of it pretty much. But never forget, the life is full of odd moments. You never know when you're going to be defined.